Hello everyone, welcome to Just Ask Alumni episode 5. This is an interesting one. We're going to be talking a bit about a program that not a lot of JA alumni know. It's called Girls Go Circular, and JA do a lot of programs across the world, including the company program and startup program. However, Girls Go Circular is one that usually people don't talk about. It is a super interesting program, and we're here with Sofia today. Hello.
Hi.
So, we're going to be talking about Girls Go Circular, of course. But first, before we get into that, let's talk about you. So, who are you and where are you from?
So I'm Sofia, I'm 17 years old and I'm from Ukraine originally, but I've been living in Malta for around 12 years now.
Wow, okay. And you're at which school? What are you studying?
So I'm at JC right now, junior college, second year, and I'm studying biology, chemistry and maths at advanced level. Yeah.
Oof, okay, that's awesome. And what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Oh, good question. I like reading, watching Netflix, of course, and just going out with friends.
Mm-hmm. You volunteer a lot.
I do volunteer a lot, right, and I volunteer at numerous organizations.
What are those organizations?
So I guess JA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a volunteer at YMCA Malta as well, and honestly, and I'm also part of Jeff Malta. I'm part of the executive. I'm the academic officer there, so I do a lot of events there. Yeah.
So you do the workshops and stuff, like?
Yes, I do educational events like workshops, hackathons, and stuff.
Because I remember I went to the public speaking one at Jeff, and that was great.
I was in charge of that.
Yes, well done. So, awesome. Let's talk about Girls Go Circular. So, what is Girls Go Circular? To someone who, I know little about it. Mm-hmm. So, to someone who knows nothing about Girls Go Circular, what is this program?
So thank you for asking me, because as an ambassador, that's my job to tell you. So Girls Go Circular is mostly an online learning platform. It's part of EIT Raw Materials, which is European Institute for Innovation and Technology. Mm-hmm. And they have this project called Girls Go Circular. And as I said, it's an online learning platform teaching girls, how would I put it? Teaching girls about the circular economy and upskilling them and giving them digital skills, entrepreneurship skills through various modules that combine everything that I said before with the circular economy. They also have a yearly forum called the Women and Girls in STEM Forum, which I was a part of. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. And that's kind of an in-person event where all the alumni that won a challenge that goes beforehand, before the forum, get together to compete, but also to learn about each other and connect with various other Girls Go Circular people that are involved with it.
That's very cool. So it's similar to the company program in the sense where you have a program and then when the team wins, they go to Gen E. So I'm going to guess the forum is very similar to Jenny in that sense, where the teams from across, is it Europe or worldwide?
It's across Europe, not only EU member states, but Ukraine's in it for sure, and I think other non-EU members. Okay.
So it would be just different countries. Okay, that's very cool. And how did you get to know about, it's GGC for acronym of Girls Go Circular. Right. So if anyone hears us say GGC, it is Girls Go Circular. How did you get to know about Girls Go Circular?
So it's actually a funny story. I was scrolling through Instagram. It was summer of 2023, I believe. And I saw an ad talking about the forum and how you can compete with it and go to Brussels. I have a long distance best friend who lives in Spain. Hi, Lisa, if you're watching this. So we were like, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity. We can put our skills to the test and compete in the challenge. And also if we win nationally, we can go to Brussels together and compete internationally. So we're like, of course, we're going to do this. Who facilitates GGC here in Malta is JA Malta, how it is in every other country. And we got in touch with a mentor from JA Malta. We got kind of paired up with another girl, Antonia. Hi, Antonia. Chapaya. And so we formed a team and competed nationally to go to the forum.
That's very cool. And when did you compete?
So we competed, it was 2023, summer of 2023, we started working together on the challenge. Obviously, we first had to become alumni of the program. So we had to do a module, the introductory one and a specific one. yeah, then we became alumni officially, and then we started working.
And
on
what was the module on? I'm interested.
Our module was on hospitals of the future and the circular economy and how we can implement it in hospitals. So it's quite fun, actually. I really recommend.
And does it change every year? Does the module change every year?
So it's not the module that changes, it's a challenge that
Okay.
changes. There are actually several modules in the learning platform that you can do yourself. Yeah, and then the alumni who has the certificate of completing a module can form a team and participate in the challenge. Yes, the challenge title changes every year.
And what was your challenge title?
So it was I don't know the wording exactly, but to create an environmental friendly robot.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, a prototype, thankfully, because we have no robotic skills whatsoever.
I was going to say, I remember, so you competed the summer after I competed in company program. And so I do remember seeing your team progress because I used to see the posts and stuff like that. Also, Antonia is Chapara's sister. So I obviously supported knowing one of the members. And how long is the program? Because obviously you couldn't build the robot in how much time did you have?
Okay, so it's kind of different from the JA other programs because it's not like a full in-person yearly program where you create something. You do the challenge. Usually in other countries it's implemented in school. So for example, schoolgirls do the online learning platform is done in school. Okay. And then kind of girls do the and then the challenge title comes up, so they get split into teams and do the challenge.
That's cool.
What did you ask me?
Sorry. I've forgotten as well. I'll be honest.
Sorry.
How long did you have doing the challenge?
So you can become an alumni anytime because it's online. You can just make your own profile and do the modules as you go. The challenge comes out kind of September-ish, and they give you a deadline, and I think the deadline was 1 to 2 months. I really forgot. So you have, let's say, 2 months to create your idea.
So it's idea generation and pitching that idea. Exactly. Okay. And how did you submit the idea then?
To submit, so basically you have to come up with the idea. Obviously, you have to develop it. We had to do a 3-minute video, which was such a challenge. Was indeed a challenge. But it was super, super cool. I mean, it genuinely gave us the skills and everything. It was quite a learning experience. So yeah, we did the 3-minute video pitching our idea, and we got the video got sent to the panel of judges. We won nationally, which was very exciting.
Wow, well done.
But then we also were one of the 3 teams that won kind of from the whole Europe, because there are 3 top teams that come up, and then those compete in the forum to become first, second, third place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah. So it's different to the company, because the company program, you have winners from each country that then compete again. So you have multiple teams. So Girls Go Circular, you have top 3, and then they go to the forum to compete for third, second, first. Yeah.
Wow. I believe it was a bit different this year.
I'm
not sure. It could be. But that's the gist. Yeah.
That's so cool. All right. And how was it learning online? So how was learning online and doing? So you had Antonio also in Malta, but you had Lisa. Sorry. Lisa was in Spain. So how was it like operating in a team online and learning online?
Yeah, so actually we were the only hybrid team there. Oh. Yeah, super cool. So learning was fine. We kind of did the modules in our own time, which was great. But then working together was kind of complicated. We had to really tackle how we're gonna work on it, because we had to kind of do some in-person discussions. We did those online, however, because of Lisa. So yeah, we worked through Teams, I think, or Google. Okay. Lisa was online, so basically all she could do was work online, and then we worked here. We worked through meetings, and then to film the video, which was kind of the most
I think that's the most challenging part.
That's right. So we had to really think through how we would allocate the work and which parts to whom. Obviously, so me and Antonia, we met up in person. Thank you to our what's the word? Sorry.
No worries.
Mentor, Marco, who helped us with also the venue filming here. Right. So me and Antonia filmed in Malta, and then Lisa filmed her parts, which were mostly voiceovers.
Okay, makes sense.
In Spain, obviously, then we combined them together, and we also had graphics that were done online.
That's so cool. Okay. And the modules were done individually? Yes, right? So you do the modules to become alumni individually, right?
Not really, because there was some teamwork, yes.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of did parts of it in our own time, but then there was teamwork kind of in the...
That's so cool.
2-3 pieces of teamwork, yes.
Okay.
So the modules also are kind of used, as I said, in schools usually, to increase teamwork skills and stuff like that.
That's so cool, because I'm seeing JA slowly move to more online sort of programs as well, such as the alumni across the world, the Alumni Global, have now the Community Builders program, which is just one of the examples of online programs, and it's quite effective, I think.
Yes.
How did you find learning online compared to learning in person?
Obviously it's different because even you don't really have, I mean, we went through online learning during COVID, which was our teachers kind of still being there, in person in a way. That's, I mean, it's solely, you have to read, and there are some informational videos, but yeah, it's different, but I liked it because you can do it in your own time as well, and it also increases your digital skills. It taught us like apps like Mural, if you've heard about it.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Where, you know, it's a good place to work together in teams, which is great for our hybrid team as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
That's so cool. And tell us a bit about the robot idea.
Right. It's a lot of chemistry. I really should have checked again before coming here what the chemistry is. Not my strong suit. But basically I'm so sorry to the chemistry kids out there. I kind of know what I'm saying, but I'm sure I'll mess this up. So, so it's kind of, the whole point of the robot was to capture CO2 from the air. So that's called carbon capture. So what our robot will do is cut up rock with with a lot of calcium in it, I think. And then there will be this reaction that goes in. So we increase the surface area of the rock, right? CO2 kind of is in the air, so obviously it's around the rock. A reaction will occur, and this CO2 will be stored in carbonate ions in the soil, which also fertilizes the soil, which is great. So it's also, so that's kind of a byproduct of our idea that there's a fertilizer, but also this carbon capture, obviously less CO2 in the air, greenhouse effect decreases, and helps decrease global warming as well.
That's so cool. That's wow. I'm still processing it. So it's the circular economy topic that came into mind, right? How did you guys come up with the idea? It was a lot of brainstorming, I'm guessing.
Yes, which I love brainstorming, best part. Sometimes got frustrating because you were like, okay, we need to get on this. Yeah. We did a lot of research, and actually I think I was the one watching a Vox video about carbon capture techniques. Okay. And there was this, I think, what is the correct term? I think rock weathering is the correct term for this. And I was like, oh wow, what if our robot kind of increases that surface area chemical thing? And we were like, why not create a robot that does that? So our robot kind of has a drill. We have a video on it on the Girls Go Circular media channels. Okay,
we'll put those in the description.
Yeah. So basically it has like a drill that would drill the rock and crush the rock, and
That's so cool. So tell us a bit about, so you finished the program, you went to Belgium and you competed there, you became first. You got first place. Actually. Very, very, a lot of pride for a Maltese team to come first.
Absolutely, yeah. We got posted a lot. I think we got posted on... Free hour.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. But
I remember this.
Maltese students, we're like,
yes, this is great.
On a European level,
Exactly, no, it was great. And after that, you didn't stop there. You became an ambassador of Girls Go Circular. So tell us a bit about being an ambassador and what that actually means.
Right. Okay. So being an ambassador, so there are 10 girls. My whole team became an ambassador. So Antonia and Lisa. We also have another girl, Rhythm, from Malta, and the rest are from other European countries. And as the ambassadors, we kind of promote the Girls Go Circular the Girls Go Circular to other places. So, for example, we go
Okay.
to in-person events abroad. We get sent as part of Girls Go
Mm.
Circular to talk about Girls Go Circular at kind of like digital events that kind of promote education, whatever, abroad. I actually got to go to a JA Europe one.
I saw this.
Yeah, where I spoke about Girls Go Circular. Very exciting. So yeah, that's the whole gist. And we also promote it on our social media channels and also to our, people we know. Yeah.
And why? So there must be a very good reason as to why you became an ambassador. So what is the reason behind wanting to push Girls Go Circular to more people and for more people to participate in this program?
Right, great question. So I loved it. I genuinely saw myself improve in multiple skills and also meet with people and see that my opinions, my ideas, my educational background is valid, and then that I can apply it somewhere, even though it might be hypothetical. Our idea was just an idea. I wanted to contribute more time to the program and still be in the program, and also, I think promotion is the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's not that there aren't enough opportunities, but these opportunities that there are not promoted enough. So I'd love to promote them to more girls who can kind of be just like me and have the same opportunities just like me to improve themselves. And of course, the mission of the program is great to bridge the digital gender gap. So yeah.
One of the defining, well, not defining, but one of the characteristics of Girls Go Circular is that it's a girls-only program, right? So it's, as you just said, bridging the gender gap in certain AI and technology. How do you feel about our progress in bridging that gap now? Do you think we're improving, and do you think Girl Go Circular makes a big impact in that?
So, as in general, in Europe, would you say?
Yeah, let's stick to Europe.
So, Girls Go Circle has actually reached its goal of upskilling more than 40,000 girls in Europe through their program. Yeah, so I think we're really getting there.
What was the number?
40,000.
40,000.
So, more than 40,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think it's becoming better. I hear more and we saw more from kind of the Balkan groups. They might have experienced a bit more gender-based, how would I put it? I guess sexism in STEM. We saw in ourselves actually in Malta when discussing it with my team, we were like, we don't really experience that much sexism here in our own personal lives. But yeah, certainly it has made a change, and this more girls in STEM will generate, even apart from like more women, and equality will generate more revenue to Europe and businesses. Yeah.
Agreed. I think I might be completely wrong in this. I'm spitting complete random facts here, but I think there is a statistic that more business owners are men. I think.
There was certainly a gap. There are some statistics you can check out in the Girls Go Circular website, actually. Okay. But yeah, there are much less, or there has been, I read a statistic from 2021 that there were only 41% of STEM graduates were women. Okay. And then only 19%, I believe, are in IT jobs.
Okay. Yeah, so there is that gap there. I think that Girls Go Circular is really doing an impact there. 40,000 GGC alumni, which is crazy. A lot of people don't know about GGC, so for us to have such a huge sort of group of people, group of girls becoming alumni of GGC is great, and learning and improving a little bit, because I was in the company program, and the company program really helped me just start off, give the spark to starting off, the confidence that's needed to start a business, to take an idea and actually create something out of it. And even though Girls Go Circular stops at the idea stage, it's so much more, because that idea, when you generate ideas, more people are prone to sort of act on it,
Definitely. And it also kind of gives you a support system, and you create connections through the program and through the forum. So you have more people that that can get you places. And also, Girls Go Circular is all about providing mentorship to others. So if you need something, you can reach out to the personnel, and they will definitely help you excel in your future career or in your ambitions. Yeah,
those are two very important things with the alumni. It's mentorship and just having people networking that can really help you in all the different areas. Definitely. So let's go on a bit of a break, and then after we'll continue talking a bit about Girls Go Circular, and we'll move move on to extracurriculars in general. We want to thank Agency Azazah and the European Union's Programs Agency for their support in not only this podcast, but all of the projects we do at J Alumni Malta. The Invest scheme and the Solidarity Corps scheme are the projects and funding that allow us to do everything that we do, and they're fully invested in what we're doing and the vision that we have for J Alumni. So thank you, and let's get back to the episode. And we're back. So tell us a bit more as a final question for Girls Go Circular. What are some of the opportunities you've gotten out of Girls Go Circular that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, so as part of the ambassador program, for example, I've been sent to the JA Europe event, and yeah, we also have opportunities for mentorship programs, as I mentioned, and I also have connections with people who know Girls Go Circular, are part of Girls Go Circular, which are influential people. They have ties with the European Commission, for example, and yeah, other people within EIT, which there are a lot of sections and a lot of people. So yeah, you get connections and opportunities wherever.
That's so cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is something that the Alumni Network really focuses on, is opportunities that come after you take part in the program and helping it to accelerate entrepreneurs and continue their entrepreneurial journey. That's very cool. So Girls Go Circular was an extracurricular for you, right? So it was something extra out of what you were mainly doing at school, studying STEM in your case. So let's talk about extracurriculars. What is the importance of taking certain extracurriculars such as Girls Go Circular?
So the importance, I keep mentioning skills, but that's what's important. That's what kind of, upskilling yourself, giving you more skills, improving your skills is such a great thing just for you, yourself as an individual, but also excelling in your current career or future career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the importance of extracurriculars, as well as we mentioned before, creating connections, but also making friends.
Yeah.
And maybe your friends will give you other opportunities, or you'll just become besties and have a great time.
Yeah.
And also international opportunities, which is kind of a great perk. Usually all organizations have not all, obviously I will not generalize, but international opportunities where you get to go abroad and meet new people from different places, which I guess that was one of the biggest motivators for me for doing extracurricular stuff. Same. So yeah, a lot.
It's very cool. That's something that we're working on at the Alumni Network in Malta. Some more sort of international events and stuff like that.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah. So we're super excited, and this is very interesting for me because I'm someone who does a lot of extracurriculars. I love doing a bunch of different things. So, done sports, sort of shows, JA and stuff like that. And I think it's super important. Someone's character is not only built at school, of course. And so I think that's a really important part is building our character out of extracurriculars. Is there a way that, because there's so many opportunities out there, so many extracurriculars to do, is there a way that you pick between them, sort of? How do you pick between extracurriculars?
Obviously I research the heck out of the opportunity and the organization I want to be part of, and see kind of what their main goal is and what type of opportunities they have offered, to see what opportunities there will be in the future, because they're usually similar. And yeah, I also make sure to be engaged with a lot of organizations. In Malta it's easy because there's kind of so small, you know everything, and once you're within the scene you kind of know a lot of people.
Exactly.
So what I do is I follow everyone on Instagram and on other social media channels, so whenever there's an opportunity I'll have a look at it and be like, oh, sounds interesting. Oh, international opportunity. So so this is when we were preparing for this episode, you said, quote unquote, tailoring your algorithm. So expand on that. Right. So what I said previously is just engaging with the content you want to see. Okay. So following all the EU associated social media channels, like the Commission, the Parliament, whatever. Engaging with content opportunities content. So for example, you see a J Malta post an opportunity, you like it, you share it, so that your algorithm learns, oh, this person wants more opportunities, and more opportunities will be sent your way digitally, because now opportunities are shared digitally and you usually find out. The word of mouth is still present, and that happens definitely. Still. But for example, if your friends aren't within the kind of volunteering scene, for example, like, you won't know. So yeah, social media is a powerful tool, and this is one of the ways you can use it for good and for yourself.
That's so cool because I've inadvertently been doing this for like quite some time now. And when you mentioned it in the meeting that we had before this, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. It's like, you know?
Same. It's definitely something I've noticed myself doing. I haven't kind of just realized like, oh, because people also started telling me like, oh, Sophia, but how do you find out about these things?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I follow like everyone. I engage with content, and yeah.
A bit of a stalker for those accounts, yeah.
It
is important. Though. It does. I know a specific person in the company program this year who, because they liked a few of our posts before the program started, someone from the office noticed and told me like, hey, they're messaging the person will know. If they watch this episode, they'll know. Sort of, they've been liking your posts. Like, you know, maybe message them, see who they are. And there's someone who was not an alumni, had not participated in the programs, and they wanted a bit more information on JA. And so we gave them the company program info, and now they're in the company program. They have their own team. So yeah, I think it works incredibly well because I've seen it firsthand. Like even in my instance, in my cases, for example, the public speaking workshop that I joined with Jeff, that was online, and that was me following Jeff. Because I saw the guys that you're doing, the stuff you're doing at Jeff is super interesting. And also because sort of at the Alumni, we want to collaborate with different organizations. I thought might as well sort of try and build the bridge and start getting to know the other organizations before.
Here, definitely as well for my part.
Yeah, exactly. So it's building the connection between organizations. And I follow Jeff and even, for example, Malt Moon on purpose to start looking at, and different organizations, of course, multiple, sort of start learning their values, learning who they are, to see who we want to collaborate with, you know, or if they can provide us with, for example, a workshop, you know, or if we can do something for them, because if we collaborate, you know, it will work out for both organizations. That's how I ended up at your workshop. So yeah, I think I think it works super well.
And definitely, but I want to say, which kind of is in touch with this, is if there are viewers, for example, if you have or are unsure about an opportunity, contact the person who's in charge of it. Just DM them. They'll definitely be okay with it. Or contact us if you want more opportunities.
True. Look, volunteering because these are most of the organizations we're talking about are volunteering organizations, so the reward isn't money. So definitely the people who are running those organizations are going to want people, you know, they're in the search for new people and people who are really interested in what they're doing and their goals. So if you're interested, they will, you know, if they have the right brain in their head, they will answer and give you the help.
Exactly.
Let's talk a bit about that, because Jeff and the J Alumni are both volunteering organizations, and so the reward is not money, as you said previously. So what do people get out of volunteering and doing that type of, because people can do sports, and obviously there's the benefit of physical activity, being part of a team, gaining friends. What about volunteering? What are the aspects of volunteering that you get out of? Yeah,
well, that's what kind of puts people off volunteering, is that there's no incentive of money, which is unfortunate because it has so many other different benefits. As I mentioned before, international opportunities, upskilling opportunities, getting to know other people, and also getting future jobs that will pay you money. And it's a great addition to your CV, to your LinkedIn profile, to your college applications, your university applications. It's great. It gives you everything that a job does. Unfortunately, despite the money, you know, without the money. But it might even give you so much more because there is more freedom being a volunteer. Exactly. You're not getting paid, you don't really have an official contract, you know. You might have a volunteering contract, that's a thing. But yeah, you might be able to work in different departments easily of the volunteering organization. There's
a lot more flexibility because in the J Alumni, we don't put people in roles. We said this in previous episodes. We don't put people in roles where they're actually good at what they do. Sort of, you know, everyone at the J Alumni doesn't do. The role isn't what they're great at. The role is what they want to improve in. And that volunteering aspect, the fact that there isn't money, allows people to sort of learn a lot more and be fully in it, to make mistakes without having the sort of fear of, because I find this really sad in a lot of jobs. I mean, I've only worked a certain amount of period. I'm 18, so there's only a certain amount of work experience. But speaking with people who have worked longer, sort of, you see that the fear of failure ends up pushing them not to do sort of what they could and like really push the organization forward. So the fact that we're volunteering organizations actually sort of allows us to, even though there isn't the money incentive, so we might not bring as many people, the people that we do bring in really push our networks and our organizations
definitely, because
further.
they're so passionate about their volunteering cause. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And it's something so magical, because seeing people coming out of their way, sort of even here in this room recording this podcast, sort of without any money incentive. Obviously there's experience, and I want to talk a bit about this, because there are those people who do, for example, Girls Go Circular or some of the programs with Jeff or company program, startup program, and they stop there. And why do you think that's a waste? Like, why should people continue volunteering afterwards and like push their journey forward?
Okay, so yeah, good question. Unfortunately, kind of one of the aspects might be that you don't have time because of school, and that's why you stop, or because you get a job, that's why you stop. You shouldn't. I mean, you're part of society. You should kind of contribute if you can. If you can't contribute money, a good way is to contribute time, aka via volunteering opportunities in person. And you should do it because, I mean, through life you keep learning, and that's a learning experience, and you should keep on doing it and keep connecting with people. And maybe it's a good way also to find what you love. If, for example, you don't know what you want to do in the future, volunteer.
Try it out.
It's a safer way to try out what you love.
Safer.
Way to try out different things and try to see what you love. I think volunteering actually really opened up my eyes to a different world and and opened new doors for me as well.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about volunteering then?
Favorite thing about volunteering? Oh, tough question. I have not thought about this. Genuinely becoming a better person.
Okay.
Like what it gives, not in a selfish way. I hope this doesn't sound in a selfish way, but like what it gives to me, I can really see myself opening up to different views and seeing different sides of the story, improving myself.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I guess.
I get that completely because obviously we grow up in a certain perspective always, in a certain mindset that comes from family, from friends, from parents and stuff like that. But going, especially the international events, those make a huge difference on perspective. 100%
agree. Yeah,
you know, I just came back from Cyprus, and we had the event with the alumni in Cyprus, and that was like, us and Cyprus are very similar in countries in the sense of we're similar geography, so we have very similar problems when it comes to building a network, and that's why we collaborate a lot. So we have the similar perspectives, but their politics and their culture is also so different, so the perspectives are so different. And there were questions that I asked them when I was in Cyprus, for example, getting to know the Cypriot team, and eye-opening, sort of hearing from people roughly in the same scenario, sort of 18, 17, 16, close to that age range with similar experiences, but at the same time, such different perspectives.
Yeah, if I may mention and build on to that, I was sent to a camp in Germany by YMCA Malta. We were a Maltese team with, actually they were all my friends, so we got sent to the camp. It was in the middle of the forest. Yes, and they were not all of the YMCA Europe parts, I guess, whatever organizations, but there were a lot, and there were young people just like us. It was so awesome hearing from their experiences, how they live. And so definitely encouraged to take the international opportunities. Look for organizations that do Erasmus. Unfortunately, most this is kind of a trade secret, I guess, most organizations do in fact have a lot of Erasmus opportunities, but they keep them to themselves and to their members, which sucks. But there are some that open it up to the public, and I really encourage people to take those opportunities. And even if your school does it or your university, whatever,
do it. I personally, I feel like my ambition grew so much when I went international, sort of like creating that international network, because first time I did it was I went to Porto in summer, and I was seeing 17-year-olds, which at the time were younger than me because I was 18, 17-year-olds who had built 3 successful companies. And it's sort of like, you think that you're In my case, sort of, I was helping to build the alumni team, and so my brain was like, I'm doing really well, like, so, you know. But then I see someone building 3 companies, and it's like, wow. You know, one, it taught me that success looks different, and so you really can't be judging your success and stuff like that, comparing to other people. But I was like, yeah, people can do this. And like, I asked that person so many questions when I was there, and he taught me so much in the span of 5 minutes, you know. So yeah, really do agree. People should be doing international events, volunteering, and extracurriculars.
Yeah, and especially in Malta being so small and also isolated because we're in the middle of the Mediterranean, it's hard. It's very difficult to be open-minded, and you have to push yourself to be, because as you mentioned, like, you think you're doing so great here, but then you go abroad and you're like, oh wow, wait.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very different. We're very isolated here.
Make sure to not be discouraged by that.
Exactly.
As you said, we should push you to kind of maybe collaborate with that person, learn from them, and push yourself to do better as well.
So let's summarize the episode here. What is Girls Go Circular for one final time? And why should people do extracurriculars?
Okay, so Girls Go Circular, as I said, is an online learning platform where girls from 14 to 19 years old can learn about the circular economy and improve their digital skills and their entrepreneurship skills. Then the alumni of the program can compete in a forum with a team that has a different challenge title every year.
Okay.
And you can go to an all-paid trip abroad in person, when you can connect with all of the girls of the alumni that also won. And and extracurriculars, why they're important: to improve yourself, to make an impact on society in general, to open up your mind, to upskill yourself, and also to get experiences, to learn. And
it's such a great way to end the episode, because we're sitting here, both of us having been through 2 different JA programs, both of us then continuing our volunteering experience afterwards, and here we are, you know, sitting at this table, hopefully sort of pushing ourselves out to more people, getting people to know about us and our organizations more, and pushing our impact bigger.
Definitely.
So thank you for coming on. We hope to see more of Girls Go Circular in the future, and I know that from the alumni perspective, we're going to be trying our best to promote this program. We didn't know much about it, and hence that's why we created this episode. We wanted people to actually learn about it, and I've learned a lot. I didn't know that the forum was a thing, so I didn't know it was different to Jenny. So thank you, and let's push Girls Go Circular and volunteering more in the future.
Thank you for having me. And if you viewers have any questions or queries about Girls Go Circular, I strongly encourage you to reach out to me or the JA team, who will probably put you through to me. I hope to see many more of you doing the Girls Go Circular challenge and the modules as well.
We hope that you guys enjoyed that episode of Just Ask Alumni. We want to thank the J office for giving us the room, the equipment, and for all the help that they give us in all the projects that we do. We really, really appreciate it. We want to thank the J alumni team, such as the volunteers, who help us with all our projects and with making everything you see possible and all our opportunities. And we want to thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you in the next episode. So see you next month.